What's up, guys? If you're new here, my name is Donnie. Today's video is going to be going over sleep and how it actually affects your muscle growth a lot. So I know a lot of people don't take sleep seriously. I never understood why. Ever since I was a kid, I was always making sure I was prioritizing my sleep and actually, getting the sleep that I needed. But this video is going to teach you a little bit of practices and a little bit of knowledge on sleep. These practices are really going to help you get better sleep because that deeper sleep will ultimately build you more muscle, increase your testosterone, and give you a better mindset, give you better health. Sleep has a numerous amount of effects that I will be going over. So make sure you watch the whole thing. It's going to be a short video. If you guys are new, I'm very blunt. I just like to give you guys the information and let you do with it how you will. But let's get right into it. This is the overview. We're going to be going over general notes, the importance of sleep, some pre-sleep practices and some post-sleep practices, because there are things you need to do after you wake up, and there are definitely things you need to do before you go to bed. And then the conclusion. So these general notes: sleep cycles are about 1.5 hours long, and there's 4 stages in that. It involves the falling asleep phase, the moderate asleep phase, however you want to call it, and then there's REM, and then there's waking up from REM. Anyways, there's 4 stages, and your body goes through all those in a 1.5 hour time. Now, it takes about 15 minutes to fall asleep, so when you plan how long you are going to be in bed and how long it's going to be before you wake up, you want to build that 15 minutes in there. And if you follow the steps in this video, you could fall asleep in less than 15 minutes, resulting in even more sleep, which is not a bad thing. Now, it is, as you can see, a bad thing to go over 6 cycles, but you should be getting at least 5 sleep cycles a night, 7.5 hours. You cannot get any less than that. Otherwise, it's going to have bad effects. Now, one day, if you get like 6 hours, if you get like 4 sleep cycles, it's not going to kill you. It's just going to have harmful effects. Anything below 4 sleep cycles, there's been cases where people have got insomnia just off one day. Health has declined like insane amounts. You don't want to get below 5 sleep cycles, even if you have to sacrifice some things, because even just one night can ruin your health. But like that note says, you want to be getting no more than 6 sleep cycles. That is the cap. If you go over that, you know how you guys feel when you oversleep, on a weekend or something, you just wake up and you're groggy and you're tired all day. Isn't it weird how you're more tired the more you sleep? That's because there's only a certain window. There's 5 to 6 sleep cycles. That's what you need to be getting. That's your window for your sleep. You shouldn't be going over that, lest you incur some damages to your health. And you would get better sleep when you wake up and go to bed at the same time every single day. Now, I know this is very hard. I don't even follow this because it's just not possible. For most days, you just have different things going on. Like, I have a Bible study tomorrow. I probably won't go to bed at the same time as I'm going to bed today. But just try to base it around the most accurate time as possible to the day before, and you will get better sleep off of that, because your body gets in a rhythm. If you're waking up at 6 one day, and then you're waking up at 9 one day, and then you're waking up at 11, then back to 9, your body just gets thrown off. It's not going to help your sleep cycles. Why is sleep important? Because a lot of people kind of just shrug it off, take some caffeine, have an energy drink, and you're not tired. Tired's not the only part of it. Yes, you can dupe your mind with caffeine and make people think that, or make your body think that it's really not tired, but you are going to feel it in the long run. So this lack of sleep disrupts your appetite, your hormones, your chemical balance. It disrupts your whole entire body. Sleep is how your body actually resets. It's like charging your phone. If you don't charge your phone back up, it's not going to last the whole entire day tomorrow. So you want to make sure that you're getting enough sleep and proper sleep so that you can actually reset your body and function for the next day. This is very important for weightlifters, as you need to be, any sort of athlete, as you need to be in tip-top shape every single day to make sure you're getting your proper training, getting your nutrition, and feeling good. But without a recharge, your battery will not last long. There have been many cases where individuals have gotten diseases from lack of sleep. There's a lot of diabetes and weight gain, and diseases with cancer, and even stuff like skin disease. Well, not skin diseases. I forgot what the other one was, but people have got diseases from lack of sleep. So you really need to take it seriously. Make sure you're not putting it off, as it is a detrimental thing if you do not get enough sleep. And for the weightlifters, for those you, well, everyone should be a weightlifter that clicks on this video, but you actually grow the most amount of muscle when you sleep. Your body produces a growth hormone when you sleep, and it also replenishes your testosterone. So it's going to be very, very important to get enough sleep so that you can actually grow muscle. The guys that go to the gym on 3 hours of sleep, you're not going to grow the most muscle doing that. It's just not the proper way to go about it. It also resets your CNS, which you need a lot to lift, because without your CNS, your body won't be able to push the amount of weight that it should. But yeah, your muscles grow the most when you sleep. I didn't know this as a kid. I just never wanted to be tired in class, but this is very, very important, especially for bodybuilders, powerlifters, anyone that wants to get bigger. Is very important to sleep. So these sleep practices that I'm talking about, these are just a few. There's a lot of other stuff you can do, but in my experience, these have made the most amount of impact. And I'll kind of dive into each one of these separately, but if you follow these, you will get some of the best sleep of your life. I'm not even joking. When I started doing every single one of these on the list, I would not be tired the whole entire next day. And I kind of just put myself in shock, because I was like, man, I'm not even falling asleep like in class. Like, you used to fall asleep in class because it was so boring. I just couldn't stay awake. But now I'm like awake the whole entire time. And it's so weird, because I remember I used to barely be awake, and now I can just stay awake a lot longer during the day. That's because I'm doing all of these. So no blue light, and dim your lights before you go to bed. As you can see, I got my LED lights behind me. Usually I turn those to red. Red kind of quiets me down personally. I've seen some things that purple works a lot better, but I haven't tried that out yet. But yeah, anything that's dim and quiet, like if you just have a regular LED light, you want to turn it down as much as possible. Don't let a lot of light get into your eyes, because light signals to your brain that it is daytime, that you're awake. So as long as you get a very, very little amount of light into your eyes, then your brain will start to think, oh, okay, it's nighttime, it's time to go to bed. Think of our ancestors. They didn't really have, they had like lanterns and stuff, but once the sun went down, they didn't have super bright lights. It was just whatever the fire could make. So these LEDs and these light bars and these monitors and phones that we have, our bodies are not used to these. We haven't been using these for centuries. So when the sun sets, our ancestors used to think, okay, it's bedtime. I'm going to bed now. My brain is falling asleep because there's no more light. That's the point of this blue light and dimming your lights. Your iPhone phone, whatever you have, it should have a blue light filter on it if it's new enough, that you can turn on. You can actually have it produce less blue light, which is very, very beneficial. A lot of people get blue light glasses. I've been wanting to get some for a while. I just haven't got around to it, because my monitors have the blue light filters, and my phone does as well, and my LEDs do as well. This one LED light that I have. But blue light, the wavelengths go through your eyes a little bit differently than all the other colors of light. So that's why it's very important to cut that single one out, because it'll go through your eyes differently and kind of distract your brain, keep it awake. So that's why it's important to get rid of blue light. So if you can have the filters on your devices, lights, whatever it is, or get blue light glasses, those have helped a lot of other people. You also want to lower the temperature of your room. Both of these are going to be 30 to 60 minutes prior. Sleeping, you need to put yourself in the mode, I guess you could say, for sleeping, because your body needs quite a bit of time to get used to it and get acclimated to the situation that you are about to sleep. But lowering the temperature of the room puts your body into a kind of a comfort feeling that it's able to fall asleep, that it's ready to fall asleep. If you kind of think about it, lowering the temperature lowers the energy in the molecules of everything. So if you're lowering the energy, it's calming everything down, and you're gonna fall asleep a lot faster. But it doesn't have to be like ice cold. As long as it's just a chilly kind of a little bit less than room temperature, it's gonna work. You also want to avoid eating at least 1 hour prior. Now, sometimes this can't work if you get home from work and you need to get your dinner in and then head right to bed. I get it. This one is just another thing to add on to get the best amount of sleep, because you don't want your digestive tract kicking in a lot when you sleep. That's going to use energy and going to keep you awake. You also want a wind down activity. This can be something simple. I just journal with really low light. Again, going back to that first point, I journal. I think it's one of the best ways to, calm my mind down, get all the words out, so that way I have nothing left in my brain, and then I'm able to turn my brain off instead of jumping all around thinking of things I need to do tomorrow, thinking of things I wish I did today, stuff like that. Your wind down activity can be stretching, um, yoga, that type of stuff. It doesn't matter. Just something to calm your body. It shouldn't be like basketball or something. And no caffeine 6 to 8 hours before. I've made the mistake of taking pre-workout at 9 p.m. Then I'm up till like 3 a.m. So it's really bad. You guys do not want to have caffeine 6 to 8 hours before you work out. It is going to absolutely ruin your sleep. And if you do have to take pre-workout for a late night gym sesh or take any sort of caffeine, make it very, very small. Post-sleep practices. A lot of people think that the stuff that you do before is what is before you go to bed is what's going to help your sleep. It's also the stuff that you do when you wake up. And I've learned this over my years, or over these few months that I've been practicing all these sleep practices. That is because your circadian rhythm can get thrown off throughout the day. And your circadian rhythm is basically your body's system of sleep throughout the day. When you get sunlight in your eyes, preferably in the first 20 to 30 minutes, I know a lot of you guys wake up before the sun is even up. But if you can, once the sun rises, get out there, get a little bit of sunlight in your eyes. You don't need to stare directly at the sun. Just get it in your peripherals, get indirect sunlight into your eyes. And this will actually help you release your cortisol and release insulin to wake your body up. It also tells your brain to wake up, because once your eyes see light, your brain wakes up, says, okay, we're up for the day. And then it also helps you release melatonin at night, because that circadian rhythm goes through a cycle. It's like 14 hours. After that cycle, your melatonin starts kicking in and producing. That's what's going to help you fall asleep. That's why you don't need to take melatonin as a supplement. You just need to do these things. So yeah, that sunlight in your eyes, get that first thing in the morning. That's the first thing I do when I wake up. Open my blinds, the window's right by my bed. I just look around outside for like 5 to 10 minutes, and then I get my morning routine done and stuff, and then I go outside. It's preferred if you actually go outside and get actual sunlight in your eyes, not through like a glass window or anything. I go outside to go to my classes, right after I get my morning routine done and I wake up and all that stuff. So I haven't been going outside right upon waking up, but if you have that ability, it is very, very nice and will help you a lot. You also want to move your body early. So if you guys have seen on my morning routine, I always post my push-ups. That gets your blood flowing, that gets your CNS waking up, and that just more or less, yeah, it gets your blood flowing. It wakes you up. You also want to drink water immediately, because your body you're not drinking water when you're sleeping. And for you, some people sweat a lot when they sleep. It doesn't matter if you do sweat. It doesn't matter if you don't. You need to be drinking water, because without water in your system for 7.5 to 9 hours, you're going to be dehydrated. So you're ultimately dehydrated when you wake up. That is why you need water. You also don't want to drink caffeine for the first 60 to 90 minutes. This is a lot of people's problem. It's because they think they need their coffee in the morning with their Starbucks, and you don't need caffeine in the morning. This is what is killing a lot of people's sleep, is you think you need so much caffeine throughout the day. The caffeine that I take, pre-workout before I go to the gym, and then all that caffeine is used for my workout. I don't take any caffeine throughout the day, and I'm still awake throughout the whole entire day. It's because I do these practices every single day. That's what is allowing me to stay awake and take care of my body. Another thing I didn't add on here that is popping up in my head, you also want to get out in the sunlight, get out in the fresh air as much as you can throughout the day. Go for a 5-minute walk just after you eat, or, on your break at work, go for a 10-minute walk, listen to a podcast, something. Getting out in the fresh air, again, getting that sunlight in your eyes is actually going to help your circadian rhythm a lot. The more sunlight you can get in your eyes, the better. Now, you don't have to be, looking at the sun all day. Just periodically throughout the day. Get enough sun so that you can reset your circadian, not reset your circadian rhythm, but help your circadian rhythm and ultimately produce that melatonin at night. In conclusion, get sleep so you can grow big and strong. I want you guys to take care of yourselves. I don't want you guys to get diseases. I want you guys to grow as much muscle as possible. And I want you guys to stay awake, because if you're not awake throughout the day, you're missing out on a lot of opportunities to get better and get stronger. That's all I got for this one. If you guys like these educational type of videos, you guys can leave a comment, let me know. I thought this one, I've taken sleep seriously my whole life, and I really think it's important. So that's why I like making videos on it. And that's why I have the conviction to talk about it so much, is because it is something that a lot of people miss out on. And I don't think they should be missing out on it, because it has helped me tremendously. I can't think of a time in my life where I wasn't. No, I can. A few years ago, I wasn't sleeping as much. I was, sitting on my phone before bed, and I would maybe get 6.5, 7 hours of sleep, something like that. But yeah, around that much sleep is not good. And I could definitely tell I was falling asleep in high school in almost like every class. It was getting really bad. So I started taking it seriously, and I'm more focused, more energized throughout the day. As you can see right now, I'm still awake. I have plenty of energy. I'm also a nighttime person, but that's besides the fact. Get your sleep so you can grow big and strong. That's really all I got for you guys. Thanks for tuning in.